Xingqiu is one of the playable 4-star characters in the game, but don't let his official in-game rank fool you into thinking his potential is mediocre at best. This bookworm from Liyue is perhaps a top-tier support that you should miss out on. He offers damage mitigation, healing, and extra damage to party members even when he's not on the field. But maximizing Xingqiu's potential may depend on the weapon he's wielding. With that said, I'm JJ, and let's take a look at the best possible weapons for this water boy. But first, let's learn more about what Xingqiu has to offer, aside from having a difficult name to pronounce. If you want to skip ahead to other sections of this video, the timestamps are located in the description below and in the pinned comment for easier viewing. This 4-star wielder of Hydro Vision not only loves books, but also likes to support his teammates. He does have a slightly higher base attack than another 4-star wielder, Bennett, but his physical damage output is still quite lackluster, particularly after seeing his decent attack speed. It's fast enough, but not as fast as the likes of Keqing. With that in mind, most players would not want to build Xingqiu as a physical damage dealer. Instead, he tends to shine best with his skills and talents. His elemental skill can deal massive hydro damage to enemies while giving damage mitigation and slight heals to the active character, but the generated hydro blades disappear after taking damage. His elemental burst has a similar damage mitigation effect, but the blades don't disappear as long as the skill remains active. Additionally, when the blades do disappear because its timer runs out, the active character still gains the healing effect because of one of his passive talents called Hydropathic, which heals the active character by 6% of his max HP when one of Xingqiu's swords shatters. The heal isn't as massive as compared to the likes of Bennett or Chi-Chi, but the extra survivability should help other party members survive through tough battles, especially with characters like Hu Tao. But Xingqiu's bread and butter tends to lie on his elemental burst. Aside from providing damage mitigation and healing effects, his burst also rains Hydro swords to enemies each time the active character uses a normal attack. The bursts last for 15 seconds and has a 20-second cooldown. However, it needs 80 points to recharge, which is currently the highest energy recharge requirement in the game. Even his elemental skill has a relatively long cooldown of 21 seconds, so players may need to consider this energy requirement when building him. Out of all the swords in the game, at the time of this video was made and uploaded, players may want to take advantage of 4 weapons to help maximize Xingqiu's damage potential. These weapons are the 5-star Skyward Blade, the 4-star Sword Sacrificial Sword and Favonius Sword, and the 3-star Harbinger of Dawn. Here's a table I made to help players compare each weapon's base attacks. Some of you might wonder why I didn't include the Primordial Jade Cutter. Although it does give a nice boost to HP and crit rate, the attack bonus modifier is usually of less importance than other stat boosting modifiers in the game, which is why you may want to build characters like Zhongli or Hu Tao with HP boosting weapons and artifacts to give significant boosts to their damage outputs as opposed to prioritizing on base attack boosting traits. Therefore, it might be better to build Xingqiu with energy recharge and hydro damage boosting equipment than providing him with boosts to his base attack. Of course, additional crit rate and crit attack damage are always a viable option. As you can see, the Skyward Sword being a 5-star weapon has the highest base attack as compared to the other options. It also has an energy recharge secondary stat which can help improve Xingqiu's elemental burst uptime. However, its effect may not pair well with this character's performance as a support damage dealer. Xingqiu's weapon selection is a case of lower grade equipment beating 5-star weapons, putting an end to the debate that 5 stars are always better than 4 stars. Moving on, the Sacrificial and Favonius swords might be better choices for Xingqiu than the Skyward Sword. The Favonius Sword's effect helps generate extra energy particles to help increase Xingqiu's elemental burst uptime by significantly reducing the skill's energy requirement. It's also a great sword to have equipped in the Spiral Abyss Floor 11 where energy particles and orbs are vital. But the Favonius Sword means Xingqiu will largely depend on his elemental burst. Therefore, players who have the Sacrificial Sword might choose this weapon over the Favonius or Skyward Swords. At Refinement 1, the 40% chance to instantly recover the elemental skill means that there's a chance to deal twice the amount of damage for his skill. Additionally, you'll get extra elemental particles each time you activate the elemental skill, leading to faster burst cooldowns. The Sacrificial Sword also has an energy recharge secondary stat, which also helps reduce the cooldown of his burst. This weapon might be weaker than the Skyward Sword in terms of base attack, but it makes up for that shortcoming with a great effect. With its stats and effect, the Sacrificial Sword might even be Xingqiu's current best in slot weapon. Finally, if players don't have any of these 5 or 4-star weapons, they can settle with the 3-star Harbinger of Dawn. Although it doesn't provide faster burst cooldowns, the weapon gives a great boost to crit rate and crit damage, which may lead to explosive numbers under the right condition. Before we continue, consider leaving a like to this video if you're liking it so far. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more Genshin Impact content. If players don't have the Skyward, Sacrificial, Favonius, and Harbinger of Dawn swords. Players may also use the Festering Desire and Skyrider sword as honorable mentions. The Festering Desire's effect may not fit well with Xingqiu's elemental burst, but it still provides a good boost to energy recharge. Plus, you can't complain much because it's free if and only if you participated in version 1.2's Dragon Spine event. If not, the Skyrider sword is another good option to increase Xingqiu's energy recharge. Also, it gives a decent boost to elemental damage. So the ranking looks like this. Perhaps Xingqiu's best in-slot weapon is the Sacrificial Sword because it provides a high chance of allowing him to use his elemental skill twice. Plus, the energy recharge secondary stat is always a nice bonus for him. Next is the Skyward Spine, which has better base attack and energy recharge boost than 4 and 3 star options, albeit the effect might not always be a good choice for Xingqiu. The Favonius Sword ranks 3rd because it provides a great boost in energy recharge, especially when players take advantage of the additional energy particle gain. Finally, the Harbinger of Dawn is great to boost Xingqiu's overall damage, albeit energy recharge will be sacrificed. Some players can also give Xingqiu the Festering Desire if they already acquired it from the Dragon Spine event, or the Skyward Sword if they want to give him better energy recharge as opposed to higher crit damage from the Harbinger of Dawn. Don't think that Xingqiu can't hit like a truck because he can, but maximizing his damage output may require the use of a great weapon. As always, this video aims to guide players as to which options they prefer and does not restrict player preference or playstyle. With everything that said, consider leaving a comment down at the comment section and subscribe to this channel for more Genshin Impact content. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you really liked the video. I'm JJ, and I'll see you on the next one.